One of the hottest. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. Here he is bouncing on his toes, trying to get some energy. A perfect counter shot. He misses with that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Perhaps the hottest ticket in town for this fight tonight.
Can you imagine walking into this town, walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name? You can't even hear your cornerman whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. How about that time counter shot? A straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He threw a punch and just got countered. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Hey, those punches add up. Well done with that counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. When you're fighting a counter puncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counter puncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counter puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
The straight right just misses. Like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Beautiful counter. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Going to need a knockout.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Back out there and win the round.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
Caleb Plant just got clipped. Much better game plan here.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
That counter shot lands. Good counter punch. Good defense with that left jab. Shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Just when you think this guy is out of it, he'll come firing right back. Both men step back for just a moment. Punch, counter punch. When you've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class, it sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. Nice counter. Well, we knew this was going to happen. Some taunting. No rest for the weary. A perfect counter lands. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Plant in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bell, ring away. You walk.
And there's the bell to start round 3. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he scores with the counter. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Good counter punching. Caution being thrown to the wind. That hook just can't find the target. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The straight right just misses. They exchange punches. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Plant in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it.
Back at it in round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
That counter punch caught him clean. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. We wanted action, and they are delivering. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. There's a counter shot. Nice counter shot. That punch lands. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Back out there and win the round.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? You were thinking?
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the fifth. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Fantastic punch. He missed with that jab. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Nice counter punch. Incredible work rate. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
There's a counter shot. The straight right just misses. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Can't land that jab. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about planting that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be...
Let's start the sixth. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The jab not finding its target. Punch, counter punch. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. That counter shot lands. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic and you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. The straight right just misses. Nice punch. The straight right just misses. Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. So the referee says fight on. Let's talk about planting that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round. And there's the bell for round 7. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
he scores with the counter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Good counter punch. The straight right just misses. Holding nothing back here in the round. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Swing and a miss with that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank. Sugar Ray is down! And as we see it again, there's no way to get up when you get clipped with a shot like that.
1, 2, 3.
Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. There's the bell to start round 8. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fights. They've got to relax.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Is he going to punch himself out, though? The straight right just misses. You can see there's blood, and the referee's going to take a good look at it. A little bit of a surprise here as the referee says we can continue. And he just misses with that jab. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punches with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. The cut doesn't look that bad, but they're going to take a look at it anyway. And they're calling it there.
Too early, too early. Should have let him get stuck in with it.
Well, Johnny, complete and total domination, a stoppage victory. How do you rate the performance?
TKO, we've got to see it again.